Yo, howdy guys, welcome back to another horrible video. Merry Christmas, by the way. So, I'll admit, I'm not a fantasy hater. I just thought that the term was funny. I am, however, merely a not so big fan of the genre. Mainly because a lot of fantasy stuff I've seen is just kind of boring or meh. Okay, I was originally going to list a bunch of fantasy stuff I didn't like, but I realized as I was writing that I'm really only not a fan of fantasy anime. A lot of isekais I've seen are lame as hell. The only ones I enjoyed were ReZero and Konosuba. I'm not sure why I feel this way about fantasy. I guess it's not my cup of tea, but I found a lot of things just kinda hit or miss. And just too cliche. It follows a lot of the same tropes too often. Now with Frieren though, I think this show might just join my favorites as far as fantasy goes. When I first heard about Frieren, it was mostly on Twitter and then a bit on YouTube. I mostly just saw a freaking buttload of art of Frieren and Fern, and if you know me, you know I love me some scrumptious art, so I was eating that shit up despite not being familiar with the characters at all. Despite loving all the art and the character designs of the two, I wasn't really that intrigued with getting into the anime. I also didn't even know the full name of the show, so I just knew it as Frieren. So when I saw this one post joking about how the title was Sousou No Frieren, I thought it was hilarious, but then I found out the title is Sousou No Frieren, which honestly made that joke even funnier to me because it sounds so similar. But now that joke is the first thing that pops into my mind every time I see the series' title. Eventually, I found out that it's become the #1 anime on my anime list, dethroning Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood like Oshinoko did before. I thought to myself, well damn, it's that good? I was still watching Pluto during this, so I wasn't gonna dip my toes in until I finished that. And so I did, and I can safely say, this show is 100% a banger. While I personally don't really see it as a #1 anime, I wouldn't really argue with you about it if you think otherwise. So something I really enjoy about this show is the characters. I was 18 minutes into the first episode and I realized I liked the characters already. Like, I thought they had some charm to them already, which is really great for the little time I've been introduced to them. They have the perfect amount of fun, goofy, and silliness to them. I love Fern's dead stares, Stark's cowardly heroism, Frieren's everything. I mean, what's not to love about her, you know? Zayn is just like me, for real. Haita being an absolutely horrible priest is funny to me. Aizen being absolutely built different, he's just that guy. And Himmel's whole character is great too, honestly. I said specific attributes and stuff for each character, but I generally do just enjoy them all. Also, I don't know what the fuck happened to this guy, but something definitely happened. Like, how does Haita age normally and this guy turns into a dwarf after a few decades? There's just no way. I know it was for the funnies, but I feel like there was a legitimate reason as to why that happened. I don't know, I just feel like there's something bigger at play with Himmel in general, and it may have something to do with the horn he kept after their fight with the Demon King. I could be super wrong and looking into it too much, but hey, it's just a theory. I also really like the character design, especially with Frieren herself. The colors and the whole fit in general, I don't know what you call any of these articles of clothing, and the twin tails, like, holy mother of god, it's peak. It's like adorably perfect. It's as good as like all of yours outfits. Random comparison, but like yours is #1 for me, so that just means I like Frieren's design that much. But yeah, anime is not finished yet as I'm making this video, but I really dig the plot. I love the exploration of Frieren's character, with how she acts and how her being an elf affects her relationships. I've always thought immortality or just slow aging is an absolute curse because you make these connections throughout your life with others, but they pass and you don't. With Frieren, she fails to realize how precious time is because she has so much of it. Yet, that 10-year adventure with the party that was just 1/100th of her life changed her, though she didn't realize it at the time. And I think that shit is beautiful. Like, she's lived, but she hasn't really lived up until then, you know? Like how there's some small but memorable and impactful moments that subtly change us in our own short little human lives. As a quote-unquote fantasy hater, one thing I do enjoy with fantasy media is the music, and it was nice to hear that Frieren brings that sauce with it in its OST. I also like that the story begins after the party has defeated the Demon King, unlike other shows where the plot is to defeat the Demon King. And speaking of which, why is the villain always the Demon King? Like, where did this originate from? Genuine question right here. And why is that a thing in these shows? Like, can we get an angel queen or for a villain or something instead? Maybe that exists already, I don't know. But if so, let me know. I also enjoyed the action a lot, and I'm glad that there's not a lot of it because I really enjoy the slice of life aspect of the show. The fight scenes in episode 9 to 10 were an absolute treat to watch, even though they weren't nuts to butts crazy ass action. It was simply just satisfying to see the three be the badasses that they are. Makes me look forward to see just how powerful Frieren is and how much more powerful Fern and Stark will end up being as the story progresses. The animation is also spectacular, outstanding, fantastic even. The legends over at Madhouse have done it again. Honestly, I think they're my favorite studio, not only because they, as far as I know, don't overwork their animators unlike a certain studio, but also because they've made a lot of shows I really enjoy. Like, these guys are crazy. They've made Death Note, One Punch Man, Death Parade, Monster, No Game, No Life, Hunter x Hunter 2011, haven't seen it yet, but heard it's really good, Black Lagoon, Perfect Blue, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Wolf Children, Hajime no Ippo, Paprika. They made Nana. What? What is bro waffling about? They made Nana. There's even Claymore. There's Beck, Sunny Boy even. I'm just looking at the list here in my anime list. This shit is bonkers, bro. They made so many great shows. I gotta say though, the opening is honestly pretty mid. What do you guys think? I don't know, like, it's just not my kind. It's just not my type. You know, it's just not my type. I don't really vibe with it that much, but I think the ending is great. I really enjoy it. So yeah, so far 14 out of 28 episodes released as of making this video. 9 out of 10 show. 9 out of 10, bro. 9 out of 10. Putting this on the state of matter rating scale, this shit is solid as hell. Stark and Fern are adorable. It's just so wholesome. Baby Fern is adorable. All the characters are great, of course, like I mentioned. Go watch the show now if you haven't yet, unless you're waiting for it to finish first so you can binge it, which is understandable. You go do you. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this show. Nothing much since it's not done yet, but I hope, you know, to the people that are watching it currently, I hope you guys are enjoying that show. I mean, if you are still watching it, then you probably are enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a stupid statement, but whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if your guys' thoughts on the anime so far in the comments. This is also the last video for the year, so I'll see you guys next year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you as well for the support recently. I just honestly say whatever, so I'm glad some people find that entertaining enough. And yeah, stay safe and stay hydrated as always, guys. Adios.
何それ That's so goofy.